How do you know you are dating a toxic woman? Hi, I'm Stefania Pulio, your men's love and relationship coach from the Gentleman's Square. That's right, I help you attract a quality woman, understand her psychology and how she thinks, and keep her ignited in a sexy, passionate, loving relationship without going crazy. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to really know whether you are dating a toxic woman. And in this video, I'll also be giving you 5 signs that will clearly indicate whether she is poisonous in your life. But before I do, be sure to subscribe to my channel, The Gentleman's Square, and put on that notification bell so you get all my latest videos. Now, I know there's a lot of you men out there that have struggled with identifying whether you are in a relationship with a toxic woman, or maybe you are still in a relationship and you're not quite sure whether she is toxic or not. Because what usually happens, particularly in the early stages of a relationship, is you tend to overlook the signs of whether a woman is toxic or not. So the first sign to look out for is when a woman is on the attack with everything you say to her. Now, this may be like when you go to her and you want to communicate something to her about something she did. And if you find you are agonizing over, the words you're choosing, and you are treading on eggshells with everything that you say, then, and because you're too afraid that she's going to respond to you with aggression, because usually that's what happens, then this is a clear indication that she is quite toxic, because everything you say, she will just come back to you with retaliation and attack. And if you can't actually be authentic and open to sharing how you feel without being criticized and judged or attacked, then you may be in a toxic relationship with that woman. Because being able to communicate clearly and authentically without being criticized and judged is very, very important. Sign number 2. A toxic woman will always blame you. That's right, she will make you the root of all evil. She will blame you for everything. It's always your fault. You are always getting it wrong. You just don't understand. She will actually convince you that you are at fault, because a toxic woman will never take responsibility for her own actions and always flip the story around and make you feel that you're at fault. That's right, a toxic woman, the insidious part about a toxic woman is that she is an excellent manipulator. That's right, she will make you believe that it is your fault. Now, let me remind you, gentlemen, that proximity is power. And if you have a toxic woman in your life, eventually the accusations, the criticism, all that toxic conversations that you have with her will eventually affect you. That's right. It doesn't matter how strong your frame of reference is or how confident you are, eventually it will affect your belief system. So, as I said before, proximity is power, and if you have a toxic woman in your life, she's always in your life and she's going to have an effect on you. So, being aware of that is also so important, because eventually, after a period of time, this type of blaming and accusing will erode at your confidence. It will erode your confidence, making you believe that you are at fault. Sign number 3. In an argument, a toxic woman is always looking to inflict damage instead of solve problems. I believe a defining factor of a successful relationship is when two people come together to solve problems instead of argue. Now, I'm not trying to say that you never argue in a relationship, but when two people can actually come together and look for solutions and try and figure out the best way to resolve a situation, then you have a successful relationship. But when a toxic woman is dating, generally speaking, she will always try to inflict damage, argue, or create drama. That's right. She will do this because she is trying to protect herself. It's a bit like a scorpion. When it's afraid, it kind of backs off. But when you least expect it, it will sting you. So that's the way a toxic woman will usually act. And if she's feeling a little insecure, particularly, for example, if you are going out or catching up with friends and she's not coming along, instead of coming to you with like that feeling of vulnerability and sharing with you how she feels, she will usually take revenge. That's right, she will, go out with the girls and try and, make you jealous and take her revenge out on you that way. So a toxic woman will generally not try and find solutions. She will try and inflict damage, create drama, and certainly not try and work out a way of finding a solution. Sign number 4 is when a toxic woman will hurt you the most when you are hurting. Now, this is a very common pattern in toxic relationships. It's when a toxic woman will accuse you of everything. She will cut you, she will hurt you, she will make you feel like you are wanting her, and when you are begging and you're at your lowest, this is when she actually feels like she's got you, and she'll switch it up on you, and that's when she'll sort of start loving you. That's right, it's a bit like a schizophrenic behavior. She'll be super aggressive one moment where she makes you feel like crap, she makes you feel so insecure, she will make you feel like you need her love, you are just craving, and she'll get you to a point where when she knows that she has broken you, she will just switch it up and then start loving you. Now, why does she do this? It's because it's a way of control. She, in herself, feels quite strong when she does that, because when you are at your strongest and she's at her weakest, she doesn't like that. So she will try in her power to manipulate the situation, bring you down to a point where she can hurt you, and then draw you back in by showing you love. Sign number 5, a toxic woman will feel uncomfortable with your success. That's right, a toxic woman will belittle your ambitions. Even when you're doing really, really well and you're succeeding in life, she won't celebrate with you. She won't get excited with you. In fact, she'll probably brush it off or won't give it any of her time. The reason she does this is because she wants to make you feel unworthy. And even when you are having a success in your career or in your life, particularly, for example, if you get a pay rise or you get a promotion, she'll look at it and make you feel like, and say something like, now, won't you be working more? Like, there'll be less time for her and you together. So these are little things that a a toxic woman will do, particularly if you are having some success. Whereas on the other hand, if you, for example, lose your job or something terrible happens with you, then that's when she's going to love you. But if you are having any kind of success in your life, you'll find that she'll pull back. The reason she does this is because she feels threatened, and she will perceive this as you are pulling away from her and not going to be spending as much time with her. Now, she might just detach herself, or she might get really vicious. It usually goes two ways, and that is she will start arguments and start creating more problems and really creating drama in your relationship. Or the other way is where she will detach and maybe start going out with her friends and giving you less time, less love, and trying to detach herself. Again, this is a form of control that a toxic woman will use on you to actually keep you, at a state of weakness, because she will only show affection and love when you're actually feeling weak. Yes, a toxic woman will want to have control over you. So gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I'd love to know, leave a comment down below. I'd love to know if you are in a situation like this and you need to remove yourself from a situation like this, or you need to deal with it a little bit differently. Please let us know with the comments down below. And also remember that this doesn't only apply to dating women. It applies to colleagues, family, friends, all type of relationships across the board, because it's always important to keep a check on your relationships. All right, so until next time, I send you love, I send you passion. Bye for now.